Homage to the fundamental teacher Buddha Shakyamuni, homage to the wisdom warrior Manjushri, homage to all the benevolent lineage masters. The Dharma, infinitely profound and subtle, is rarely encountered even in 1,000,000 eons. Now that we are able to hear, study, and follow it, may we fully realize the Tathagata's true meaning. In order to liberate all sentient beings from samsara, please generate the Supreme Bodhicitta before we start today's teaching. We will continue to study the qualities of the 7-line prayer of Pamasambhava. This will be the last lecture on the outer meaning. In the historical section of the Wrathful Guru, a treasure text of the Vidyadhara Limba, Guru Rinpoche is reported as saying, "If you wish for swift accomplishments and special blessings, make offerings and meditate on me, the lotus-born. And just as all the needs and wishes are spontaneously fulfilled, for those who pray before the wishing jewel, especially now at the age of degeneration, if anyone wants to receive the blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas swiftly and achieve attainments in their practices, such as accomplishing the 4 activities of pacifying, enriching, magnetizing, and subjugating, or to succeed with any worldly endeavors, then they should make offerings, pray and meditate on Pamasambhava. If you continually do so with sincere, fervent devotion, then your needs and wishes will definitely be fulfilled. This is just like a money jewel. If a fortunate one makes offerings and sincerely prays to it, the wish-fulfilling jewel will spontaneously grant all of the needs that the person asks for. And there wouldn't be any biases or discriminations. In the past, when people needed a good fortune, they can obtain it by praying to a money jewel. They can also obtain worldly fame and status through praying to the money jewel. Similarly, we often refer Pamasambhava as the wish-fulfilling jewel, because just like the wish-fulfilling jewel, he can grant whatever people need. Through praying, Pamasambhava can bestow us whatever we followers aspire for. The biography of Ksitigarbha says that sentient beings can have all of their wishes fulfilled by praying to Ksitigarbha. The same is said of Pamasambhava in his biography. Especially in the age of degeneration, attainments tend to be much slower and activities are seldom accomplished with efficiency. But if you pray to Pamasambhava, then all of your wishes will certainly be fulfilled. Some people could not obtain any signs of progress in their practice, and some others always encounter heavy obstacles when they seek to accomplish important tasks. In such situations, I feel that praying to Pamasambhava is truly very, very important. Yesterday, a Khenpo of the Sakya tradition came to me to request an oral transmission of the swift bestowal of blessings, a peaceful sadhana of Manjushri, which is a Dzogchen teaching. Although I did not have the time to read him the oral transmission, we had discussions on the view, meditation, and action of Dzogchen. Later, he said that he often encountered obstacles during the course of his practice and his Dharma activities. Many things went splendid at first, but then gradually slacked off. In the end, nothing can be accomplished. He asked me for advice on this. Well, I said, I don't know either. My own conceptual thoughts are not necessarily correct. But I do believe that praying to Padmasambhava never fails. I, myself, have been praying to Padmasambhava with all my mind and heart ever since childhood. I have never changed or slackened on doing so. Prior to my formal schooling, through all the years, I have always supplicated to him one-pointedly, instead of liking a deity one day and detesting it the next day. The Khenpo agreed with what I said, that without the help of Guru Rinpoche, many obstacles would occur. For instance, when he established a Buddhist academy at his hometown, it went smoothly for 7 years, but then he fell ill. When he gave lectures on the 5 great treatises, his sight deteriorated, and later he couldn't read the text clearly. I had actually known him from a long time ago. When His Holiness Jigme Phuntsok visited India, there was a monastery at the Sakya school in southern India. The abbot invited His Holiness and I accompanied alone. That Khenpo was also present. I still remember that back then, this Khenpo was still very young, and now that over 20 years have passed, his appearance has, of course, much changed and aged. So this is what I think. Many Dharma friends wish to accomplish a practice quickly. Some people hope to encounter no obstacles in their life. Yet perhaps due to various causes and conditions from previous lives, their practices cannot proceed well for some reason. This is, to some extent, very much related to the various causes and conditions from the past and this life. Therefore, besides being careful and attentive during our daily lives, we also need to rely on Padmasambhava, the very embodiment of all Buddhas. It is especially important to pray to this wish-fulfilling jewel during this era where the 5 degenerations prevail. The reason for this is explained below. Just so will countless Buddhas bless you and protect you as their only child. The oath-bound and the dakinis will rain on you accomplishments. The proud demonic spirits of the world will do your bidding. Your own spontaneous works will be a source of freedom for all living beings. Why is there such benefits in praying to Padmasambhava? If we pray to Guru Rinpoche, then through his power of aspiration, all the countless Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will take you under their wings and bless you. Just like how a mother cares for her own child, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will be especially compassionate towards you. Also, boundless dakinis from various dakini realms will remove all hindrances in your path and bestow upon you the common and uncommon cities, spontaneously granting numerous attainments like falling rain from the sky. To obtain cities and accomplishments by the support of dakinis is very important. Also, all spirits of the world, for instance, within appearance and existence, Appearance refers to nirvana, while existence refers to the three realms of samsara. In other words, all the worldly spirits and accomplished spirits will help you. Some spirits are Dharma protectors who have reached a certain spiritual attainment, while others are worldly spirits who have taken oaths in front of Guru Rinpoche or other Vidyadharas to propagate the Buddha Dharma. All of them will follow the instructions to help you with your activities that benefit sentient beings. As Mahayana Buddhists, our greatest responsibility is to benefit sentient beings. This can be accomplished spontaneously by praying to Guru Rinpoche. Many people truly wish to help and benefit other beings, but if they have not received the blessing of Guru Rinpoche or other Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, I'm afraid that in spite of their intention to benefit sentient beings or to propagate the Buddha Dharma, they will not have the ability to achieve it. In the process of implementing their intentions, there will be obstacles that prevent them from achieving the goals. Therefore, in this time of the generation, it surely is very important for every one of us to pray to Padmasambhava. Relying thus on me brings forth these benefits. Throw away your doubts. Make effort in the practice. O king and subjects, if you are deceived, then Padmasambhava is weak indeed. Padmasambhava says that the blessings of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the kings and Dharma protectors mentioned above, could be obtained through Guru Rinpoche. Therefore, during our practice, we should refrain from meaningless thoughts and dispel all doubts. Guru Rinpoche will never deceive anyone at all. It is said in the sutra, the words of the Buddha are utterly honest and will never deceive. Even if the sky were to collapse, the Buddha's words will never deceive. Similarly, Guru Rinpoche had promised to the king, the ministers, and to all people that his Vajra words will not deceive anyone. Therefore, once we accomplish the practice of Padmasambhava, all practices of other deities and Dharma protectors will naturally be accomplished. I think about it all the time that praying to Guru Rinpoche is truly important. Just like secular matters, if the highest leader is convinced, then it wouldn't be too difficult to work with the subordinates. Likewise, if the wisdom or blessings of Padmasambhava are dissolved into our mind, so would the blessings of great masters of various schools, as well as Dharma protectors and deities. Because Guru Rinpoche is the embodiment of all Buddhas. With this in mind, we must pray with single-minded devotion. Even if you really can't generate faith in Guru Rinpoche, you should never denigrate carelessly. It is good that the majority of Buddhists today have traveled onto the genuine path. Why do I say so? Around the 70s and 80s, there was a considerable portion of people who denigrated the teachings and practices of Padmasambhava. When we heard about this, we were extremely shocked. We felt very sad and sorry for these reckless people. Chances are, they don't even have the slightest portion of the wisdom, compassion, and power of Padmasambhava, who is the embodiment of all Buddhas of the three times. Of course, if these people have a special intent or secret meaning, then that will be a different story. Not only ordinary beings, even famous scholars or Dharma teachers should never denigrate Padmasambhava. To criticize, you need to have valid reasons. But if you were to come to Tibet and carefully make an in-depth study of the dharmas of Padmasambhava and read his biographies, then in the end, you will not even think about denigrating at all. Today, there is still an exception of very few Buddhists who attack Vajrayana as their minds are overshadowed by wrong views. Such cases of slandering also happen to other Buddhist schools like the Pure Land. Chen, and Huayan. Some people could not understand these teachings and start making all sorts of comments without reliable proofs and reasoning. Even if you can't generate faith in the teachings of Padmasambhava, you should never denigrate it. This is something to keep in mind. As stated in the commentary, all these infallible Vajra promises we should lay up in our hearts. This is what Ju Mipang Rinpoche tells us. For Buddhists, words coming from Ju Mipang Rinpoche should be credible. We need to know the value of these Vajra words. He tells us that we should remember these Vajra promises in our hearts, that is devoid of any deceptions. It's not okay if you lose faith in the teachings and practices of Padmasambhava, or even slander them 2 or 3 years after you have received this course. Instead, you should treasure and remember these words forever. For wise people, the teachings that they have obtained while they were young will stay fresh in their memory even when their hairs have turned gray. Some great masters continue to use the teachings from their early years even until the last moment of their life. And even in their future lives, they will continue to receive immeasurable benefits from these teachings. We should consider Guru Rinpoche as our wish-fulfilling jewel, the all-sufficing embodiment of all refuges. And we should consider this sovereign invocation of the 7 lines as our main practice, reciting it with a steady, balanced devotion, not too tense and not too slack. Here, we should first recognize that Padmasambhava is the embodiment of all refuges. For example, Buddha Amitabha, Buddha Shakyamuni, Medicine Buddha, Avalokiteshvara, Mahasthamaraprapta, as well as Shariputra and Madhgaliyayana. The essence of these refuges that we often pray to can all be embodied by Padmasambhava. Padmasambhava is all. I have previously quoted scriptural evidences showing that by just meditating on Padmasambhava, all practices of other Buddhas can be accomplished. Knowing this, we should see Padmasambhava as a wish-fulfilling jewel, and therefore be filled with exceptional devotion, joy, and urgent yearning. I often think that during the time of degeneration, karmic obscurations and destructive emotions are influential, while all sorts of obstacles are numerous. In such times, Padmasambhava is like a luminous lamp in darkness, which is supplicated with his 7-line prayer. It is supreme among all prayers in the world, and the swiftest at granting blessings. Therefore, it is crucial that we recite the 7-line prayer on a regular basis. Also, Guru Rinpoche's biography and many monastic daily recitations include the prayer in 7 chapters to Padmakara. Although we have not made it mandatory here, it is recited at many monasteries. This prayer is also very important. There is a section in the secret biography of Khyentse Yeshe Dorje that mentions the prayer in the 7 chapters. When Khyentse Yeshe Dorje intended to carry on a vagabond life, he requested his students not to follow him. However, many students pleaded, "No matter where you go, we must follow you, our Guru." Then Yeshe Dorje compromised and told them, "If you come alone, do not reveal my identity to anyone that I'm Yeshe Dorje. Tell others that I'm a stupid, illiterate man, and call me the stupid tower." The students had to agree to this. Later, they arrived at Labrang Monastery and sought Gongtang Rinpoche. Outside the monastery, they came across a sturdy geishe who was circumambulating. He asked, "Who are you?" "We come from Dabo," they replied. "We would like to see Gongtang Rinpoche and request teachings from him. Will we be able to do so?" "There should be no problem," said the geshe. Yeshe Dorje's company slowly inquired around and eventually came into the residence of Gongtang Rinpoche. There, they found out that Gongtang Rinpoche was the geshe that they had just met outside of the monastery. He kindly made preparation for their arrival. Sitting on the Dharma seat himself, There was another yellow Dharma seat next to him. He offered them rice and tea. Usually, when entering a Gelug monastery, the guest would be offered with ginseng fruit. Not sure if there were rice at that time. Anyway, I remember the biography mentions that they were offered rice. Gongtang Rinpoche said, "Please have your teacher sitting in the Dharma seat. The others shall sit in order according to their levels of realization and discipline." Prior to this, Khyentse Yeshe Dorje had instructed Jigme to appear as the teacher, so Jigme sat on the Dharma seat while Khyentse Yeshe Dorje sat at the end, pretending to be a little stupid monk who didn't know anything. Gongtang Rinpoche said, "I can transmit the most profound teaching in our Gelug school, the three principal aspects of the path, to you. In your Nyingma school, the foundation of all your practices, source of blessing, and cities are the Guru Yoga. I hope that stupid tower, who is the last among you, will transmit it to me, the prayer in 7 chapters to Pamakara." Jigme quickly replied, "Stupid tower is illiterate. I'm afraid that he cannot fulfill your wish." Then Gongtang Rinpoche exclaimed regretfully, "Oh, I remember that's all to the story. You can read it when you have a chance. It is fascinating." As we can see, the 7-line prayer and the prayer in 7 chapters are very, very crucial in the Nyingma school. Similar to the morning and evening recitations at monasteries in mainland China, the 7-line prayer and the prayer in 7 chapters are recited at many Tibetan monasteries in the morning before the sun is up. At least, this was how it used to be, but this might no longer be the case for the new generation of young people. It is the same in mainland that many novice monks can't even memorize their morning and evening recitations. The recitations are painful for them and they doze off. Some are caught while texting on their phones and are punished by supervising monks. Such things happen at monasteries today. In Tibet, although there were old lamas and practitioners who recited the 7-line prayer and the prayer in 7 chapters early in the morning, this may have slightly changed now. But overall, the monastic recitations are very excellent. Lay practitioners can also recite it. In the future, I hope that practitioners everywhere would practice these prayers. The prayer in the 7 chapters is quite long, and there are many different versions of translation. Not sure how good are the translations. Anyway, I hope that people could resound the 7-line prayer everywhere. When His Holiness Jigme Phuntsok visited Southeast Asia and Western countries, many Dharma centers embraced Vajrayana practices. The visits were made between 93 to 95. At that time, people from the centers in those countries were very familiar with the 7-line prayer and the Vajraguru mantra. But inside many Dharma centers in the mainland region, there were only the chanting of the name of Buddha Amitabha, but no voice of prayers to Pamasambhava. Of course, Buddha Amitabha is excellent, but we should have a comprehensive understanding, since sentient beings have different capacities and inclinations. We also cannot say something like, "We only need to chant the Vajraguru mantra and not the name of Amitabha." This is absurd and unreasonable. Some beings attain liberation through the Vajraguru mantra, while some attain liberation through the name of Amitabha. So it is highly necessary to propagate various kinds of excellent teachings among different groups of people. The reason why Buddha Shakyamuni gave 84,000 teachings is to benefit sentient beings of different different capacities and inclinations. Otherwise, it would have been enough for the Buddha to teach only one sentence of Dharma, and all the beings of this cosmos of a billion universes will only need to practice this one teaching. But this is not the case. As it is said in the Crystal Mountain, the Tantra of the enlightened body from the distillation of the Guru's wisdom. Upon a spotless lake and on a swelling pistil cup sits Pamavajratel, unstained by human birth. And with him, Mandarawa, bliss-bestowing queen, as means and wisdom, emptiness and bliss, they dance supreme. He is the essence and embodiment of all the conquerors, displaying and appearing in many emanations. Here it says that upon a pistil cup there appeared on a spotless lake. Pamasambhava was born through manifestation, unstained by womb birth. This is called Pama Vajratel, or Lotus Vajra power. With him is his retinue, the Kini Mandarawa, who bestows all the savors of bliss and wisdom. They practice Yab-yum, which symbolizes skillful means and wisdom. They are in the dance of non-dual emptiness and bliss, so free and easy. Such is the form of the principal deity of visualization.
然后呢，就是莲花生大师，就让这个摄持啊，
Pamasambhava embodies the essence of the wisdom of all Buddhas of the 3 times and 10 directions.
精髓啊，就智慧的这种精髓。那么他的
Through his miraculous power, his inconceivable emanations appear in the entire world and liberate countless sentient beings from samsara.
就都化无量无边的这个众生，所以在这里面呢，简单的已经这个叙述了。
So this is a simple description of Pamasambhava from his birth to his activities.
所以之前的这个内容。那么下面呢
Next is the author's explanation. As has been said, we should, in our meditation sessions, visualize Guru Rinpoche and his retinue of Dakas and Daikinis. We should invoke him with one-pointed concentration. During the course of our practice, we must visualize and invoke Pamasambhava and his retinue of Dakas and Daikinis with one-pointed concentration. And again, receive blessings and empowerment. We should make this our main practice as much as we can. And in the post-meditation period, considering that all phenomena are the display of the Guru, we should train ourselves in pure perception, compassion, and bodhicitta. Whether we are practicing Pamasambhava's Guru Yoga or reciting the Vajra Guru Mantra, we will experience his empowerment again and again. To receive the empowerment does not necessarily need a teacher in person, holding a vase in front of you. Many people now are interested in receiving empowerments before a teacher in person. However, we can also visualize our Guru, or Guru Rinpoche, or His Holiness Jigme Phuntsok bestowing empowerments for us. After we pray, as mentioned in the Guru Yoga practices, visualize the light shining out from the 3 centers of the teacher and dissolving into our own 3 centers. Finally, the Guru melts into light and dissolves into the center of our heart. This is called the path empowerment. Such a path empowerment is very important. Follow these visualizations each time to receive blessings from the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. During each meditation session, we should repeatedly visualize in this manner. As we probably know, each session refers to the entire process from the beginning until the end. Each time that you abide in meditation, or the time during your daily recitations, can also be called a session of meditation. Make this Guru Yoga as our main practice, and in each section, frequently visualize accordingly to receive blessings. This kind of blessing is extraordinary and swift. maintain this state. Then, after you have ended your meditation and dedicated the merits, the period between meditation sessions is called the post-meditation period. During this period, you should consider all phenomena as the display of the Guru. Whatever you see, consider it as the teacher's manifestation. For example, if someone rebukes you and exposes your faults, you should think, oh, Padmasambhava is now appearing as this rude person who is pointing out my faults. This person is the manifestation of Guru Rinpoche. Thus constantly recollect Padmasambhava. Also, consider all the sounds as the Vajra speech of Padmasambhava. View all of your mental activities as the marvelous display of Padmasambhava's wisdom. This is the practice of pure perception. Additionally, train ourselves intensely with compassion and bodhicitta, knowing that all of those are appearances and miraculous powers of Padmasambhava. We should visualize this way during the post-meditation. Actually, these practices are extraordinary and profound. Normally, giving these instructions is not permissible, but I think this year has an auspicious origination for giving you such teaching. Although I'm afraid of disclosing the secrets, it is also true that many people today may not be able to succeed in their practice without this kind of powerful blessing. Therefore, we need to know these teachings. Of course, whether or not you put them into practice will depend on your own level of faith and other factors. The next scriptural evidence is about the 5 aspects of blessing. If you meditate on compassion and bodhicitta, your mind will be blessed. Practice compassion and bodhicitta in daily times. This is blessing the mind. If you consider the place where you live as Udayana, your neighborhood will be blessed. If we visualize the city and place where we live as the pure land of Udayana, then this is blessing of the location and environment. And your house will be blessed if you visualize it as an immeasurable palace. We should not view our residence as a shabby house made of concrete. Instead, visualize it as an immeasurable palace. The words of my perfect teacher teaches 2 kinds of attitudes that are proper for listening to a Dharma teaching, pure perception and bodhicitta. Pure perception is very important. In all of our daily activities, whether walking, standing, sitting, or lying down, we should visualize our surroundings as the Buddha field of Padmasambhava, Amitabha, or other Tathagatas. This is because, in reality, all of our 3 doors are the display of wisdom. It's just that we have not realized this yet. Therefore, these visualization practices are very profound. If you perceive other people as deities, they will be blessed as wisdom deities. To all of our Dharma friends whom we practice together, we should think, oh, he is Vajrapani, and she is Manjushri, he is Samathabhadra, etc. Perceive all of them as bodhisattvas. We should never think, this is a bad person. That person is very jealous. That man gets angry easily. And that one is very greedy. This is how some people view everyone else except for themselves. They might view themselves as Manjushri and consider all other people as bad, ordinary beings. This sort of visualization is definitely not agreeable. We should perceive others as wisdom deities. Finally, by considering all your food and drink as amrita, you will bless them as substances of offering. We should regard the food we eat as nectar or substances of offering that have been blessed by Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Some people are very picky. They think, today's meals are not good. Tomorrow's meals won't be any better. This doesn't taste good. That doesn't either. Basically, all the food in the world, whether cooked by themselves or others, tastes terrible. As a result, they can no longer find any food in the world that tastes good. We should not be like that. Before eating, we should recite some stanzas of offering and a ritual for talk offering. This is very important. Visualize the food as substances of offering to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. It's great to transform every meal onto the path through such a method. First, recite Om Ahom to the Supreme Teacher, the Precious Buddha, to the Supreme Refuge, the Precious Dharma, to the Supreme Guides, the Precious Sangha, to the Triple Gem, the objects of refuge, I make offering. Ram Yang Kang, Gurus, Devas, Dakinis all, come now to this Gana Chakra offerings I make. All impairments and breakage of Samaya, I confess, duality, enemies, and obstructors, liberate them into the Dharma Dhatu. May your wisdom mind, the great bliss of equality, be delighted. Please grant me attainments, ordinary and supreme. Okay, then visualize the food as substances for the feast offering. This is very good. We should do this if convenient. Such are the 5 aspects of blessing, though there are other inconceivable blessings beside these. These 5 methods of blessing involve skillful ways to transform various aspects of life onto the path. If we practice as described above, we will attain mastery of the supreme and ordinary accomplishments. We have now finished explaining the outer meaning of the 7-line prayer. We will end by going over a brief explanation of how the foregoing exposition may be implemented as a practice. The very last part of the White Lotus. Just read it out for everyone. It's enough for you to grasp the method of visualization. There is no need to go into greater detail yet. The middling part of the commentary contains practices of the path of liberation and skillful means, as well as Dzogchen. I can transmit these practices to you later on if you have completed the preliminary practices and the various causes and conditions are proper. This last practice summarizes some ideas of the previous parts, so it is best if the listener has either received the empowerment or has extraordinary faith toward the practices of Pamasambhava. Here it reads, in the beginning, we can use the 7-line prayer as a part of the Guru Yoga practice. It establishes the favorable conditions for the actualization of primordial wisdom. Praying through the Guru Yoga is a favorable condition for strongly actualizing the primordial wisdom in us. Guru Yoga is critical. Really, you must practice it. Even if you are unable to practice anything else, you should not cease in practicing the Guru Yoga, not even for a day. You can practice the Guru Yoga of Pamasambhava or other teachers, but it's best if it is a Guru Yoga of Vajra words. Then, with the help of a fully qualified teacher, we should gain a clear understanding of the essential points of the common path of skillful means and liberation, and of the ultimate and swift path of the great perfection. Practice the Guru Yoga continuously. Meanwhile, in front of a fully qualified teacher, you should learn and gain an understanding of pith instructions of the path of skillful means and liberation, as well as Dzogchen. Next, we should make these the heart of our practice and meditate with diligence. This is how to gain certainty in the view, as explained in the conclusive pith instructions, and it is how one accomplishes the level of Vidyadhara. Through such practice, you will ultimately understand the secret meaning of the pith instructions. Dzogchen teachers have many uncommon pith instructions that we should obtain in our short lives. After obtaining them, implement them in practice. In the end, you will accomplish the level of Vidyadhara and join the ranks of the Vidyadhara teachers. Thus, you better practice according to the instructions given here. With an irreversible faith in Guru Rinpoche, considering him the embodiment of all refuges, we should meditate upon him, visualizing him above the crown of our heads. Some time ago, we handed out to everyone a small booklet on a short Guru Yoga of Pamasambhava. The instructions here are summarized in brief. You can refer to the booklet for specific instructions. Here, it means that you should recognize Pamasambhava as the embodiment of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and visualize him above the crown of your head. If you have some understanding of the Yap-Yum and other Vajrayana practices, you can visualize the union form of Pamasambhava and Dakini Yeshitsogya. If you lack understanding and faith in that way of visualization, then visualize the single form of Pamasambhava, then make the 7 branches of offering to him, praying to him intensely with the 7 Vajra verses. From the body of the Guru, there flows a stream of Amrita, which cleanses away all our illnesses and all the evil forces to which we have fallen victim, as well as all the sins, defilements, and sufferings of body, speech, and mind. All these negativities leave us in the form of pus, blood, insects, smoky-colored liquids, and various other impurities. This is the initial step. Similar to taking a bath, all the negativities of body, speech, and mind, negative karma and karmic hindrances accumulated since the beginningless, as well as various sufferings and so on, are expelled from us in the form of insects, blood, black liquids, or various other impurities. Finally, like salt dissolving into water, our body melts into a pure liquid, which falls into the gaping mouth of Yama, the Lord of Death, and all the other evil forces and spirits beneath the earth to whom we owe karmic debts, so that these creditors are wholly satisfied. All evil and karmic debts are thus cleansed and dissolved into emptiness. The first step is to visualize yourself in your ordinary body. Then, a stream of Amrita flows down from the body of Pamasambhava. Finally, our body melts into a pure liquid. The visualization here is similar to the practice of Vajrasava. Then, offer this liquid to all the foes and karmic creditors since the time of beginningless. Some people have physical illnesses, while some others feel that they have immense obstacles in their practice. Some people say that they have been possessed by spirits or experience various illusions. In these cases, if you can really practice the Guru Yoga and give your purified body to your foes and karmic creditors so that they are satisfied, then you will obtain excellent results. Then we should meditate on our bodies as being the luminous body of the Yidam deity to whom we feel an affinity. You can visualize yourself as Manjushri or Avalokiteshvara. You have already visualized your body like salt dissolving in water, which you offer it to your foes and karmic creditors. Now, visualize your body as the luminous body of the Yidam deity to whom you feel an affinity with. You need to understand this practice. Some people always claim to be a practitioner, but haven't had a single through session of practice. That is ridiculous. Some people practice a teaching for 1 or 2 days after receiving it, but they stop after that. Usually speaking, a person should select 1 or 2 profound teachings as their lifetime practices. These will be their lifelong practices. Regardless of which monastery you go to or which school of teaching you follow, you need to always do the practices that you have adopted. This is very important, since you have given your body to foes and karmic creditors, similar to what has been taught in the swift bestowal of blessings, a peaceful sadhana of Manjushri. Then, visualize your body as a luminous body, and we should consider that Guru Rinpoche, visualized above the crown of our heads, descends into the center of the 8-petal lotus of our hearts and mingles in a single taste with the indestructible essence drop. We should then remain in a state of meditative equipoise in the primordial wisdom of great bliss. Finally, the Guru above the crown of your head turns into light. In some practices, the Guru becomes a sphere of 5-color light. The Guru Yogas of His Holiness Jigme Phuntsok and Guru Rinpoche are slightly different in the later stages of visualization. Anyways, think of the teacher turning into light and dissolving into your heart. The inconceivable wisdom of the teacher and your own dualistic mind merge into one. Remain in this state for a while. I hope that you will all rest in this state when you practice the Guru Yoga. What should you visualize during this stage? That the Guru's wisdom dissolves into you, so that your body, speech, and mind are in oneness with the Guru. For example, in the Guru Yoga of His Holiness Jigme Phuntsok, there is a verse that says, at the end, the Guru becomes a sphere of 5-color light, which enters the crown of my my
自己
head
不
and
注意，不注
dissolves
意的话，
into
永
the
远都
center
是
of my
口里
heart,
面念
I
就是实
obtain
际
the
上。
blessing of
然后你
becoming
这样按
equal
住一
to the
会儿以后
Guru
呢，
in
在这个
whom
气定的
all
思
the
维，要么
Buddha's
那
wisdom
个
is
往我
combined.
们这个
In
我们那
general,
个
remain in this state
这
for
个
at
开篇
least
阶段
30
里面后面
seconds,
还有不是
a
有个
minute,
莲花的大
or
师行住之
longer.
居嘛？然后
Everyone
你就
should
入
do
定以
this
后呢，
while
就是
practicing
处
the
定的
Guru
时候，
Yoga.
我们
I
那个
hope
把
that
这个
people in the
那个
mainland region
斑
who
马色
practice the
的
Guru Yoga
耳
of
结
Guru
啊，跟着
Rinpoche
杨导
or
了
His
呢，
Holiness
然后
Jigme Phuntsok
年后
regularly.
祈祷
Near
完，
the end of the
然后
Guru
如
Yoga
果中间就是
practice,
没有什么念
visualize
思
the
性质，像我
Guru
们上师主
dissolving
导的
into your
上师
heart
底下的话
or
呢，就
light
是这样这个
streaming
入
out
定，
from the
入
three
定
centers of the
就是
Guru,
大概1分钟，
dissolving
或
into
者
your
是
three
3分钟、5分
centers.
钟都可
Every
以。如果
practice
自己
has
修正
different
的话呢，
instructions.
在这个
Just
这个境
visualize
界当
in
中，时间
accordance
稍微
with the
长一点
text
都
of
很
your
好的，就是
particular
比如
practice.
说15
Everyone
分
should
钟啊，
be
半
able
个
to
小
do
时啊，你
this.
一直把
Even
自
the
己的这个
literacy
分别
level
心
of
跟
the
那个
elementary
上
will
师的
be
这个智
enough
慧呢，就
for
融入一
understanding
体。
these
就这种这个
instructions.
修法
But
是
if you are
非常有
not
价值的，而
careful,
且呢，
then you might
就
end
是
up
里面
only
有还有
reciting
很
the
多很多
words
的图啊，
without your
这样
mind
子太
actually
那个了。
focusing on the visualization, which
不能
brings
太那
no
个，就外
actual
面有很多人
benefit.
就是连观
After
念都
you
没有，
finish
所
resting
以
in
这
this
个
state and are about
当
to
时怎么
finish your
办呢？
meditation session, recite the Vajraguru
喝的
mantra.
是金
Just
蝉
like
新
at the
主
end of the Guru Yoga
供
in
养专
illuminating
扰
the path
当
of
都专
liberation.
为道专为
Then
所
recite the
以
prayer that comes
能以的
after.
本尊冥
In
想，
all
刚
my
才我们
lives,
说的一样
may
的，
I
智
never
慧
be
也好，作为
separate
也好，
from the
什么
perfect
凡是所
Lama.
所见到的、
If
所
the
听到
Guru
的、
Yoga
所
does not
想到的，全
contain
部
the
都是上
Vajraguru
师的这个智
mantra,
慧和
which
上师的
is the
身体的
case
化
with the
身，
Guru
上
Yoga
师
of
的这
His
种语
Holiness
言的这
Jigme
个
Phuntsok,
妙用，
then
就
you
全部
can
都这样
extend
这个
your
想，
time
就
of
全部都
abiding
这样
to
想。
about 1,
民粹的
3,
时候
or
呢，就是
5
观
minutes.
就是
When
将
you are
上师
practicing
观在
alone,
心间，
it's
诸
great to
如此
rest
类。
in this
那么
state
晚上
for
睡的
an
时候，应
even
该是
longer
把这个
time,
上师呢，就是
such
观
as
着
15
这
or
个音
30
点呢，或者
minutes.
是
Throughout this
上
time,
师观
merge
在
your
自己的这个
dualistic
心
mind
间，就是
into
这样
one
子
with
睡
the
觉。
wisdom of the
一
Guru.
切为义
This
当
kind
中，
of
唯有
practice
作
has
茧而
powerful
入，鹤
blessings,
牛而
and
听
there are
之
also
为
a
善
lot
行。
of
其实到了一定的时候呢，就是一切
I
佛
might be
教都是
revealing
上
too
师的
much.
行为。
I
对，像
can't say too
像河
much
牛的话
since
呢，就是
some
唯有
people
这
have
个
not
间断
received
的，就是没
initiations
有
yet.
间断的。
How
我
should I
们的
do
这
this
个
then?
修上师的这种
In
心
the
嘛，就是到
post-meditation
了这样
period,
的，
we
永远
should
都是不
consider
间断
that
的这样的
everything that
状态，
appears
倒是当
is
然
a
是很
pure
好的。
Buddha
但是一
field,
般人来
peopled
讲呢，
by
这个河牛
deities.
可能经
You
常要
should
断
use
的。
the activities of eating, walking, and
牛的时
sitting
间比
as
较
part
少。
of the practice, considering them as offerings, circumambulation, and so on, respectively. Like we
或者那
said
个将
earlier,
上师
whether
观想
you
在
are
前方的
eating,
虚空当中
walking,
进
or
行
doing
供
anything
养、赞
else,
叹、祈祷。
consider all that you
这个祈
see,
愿赐
hear,
也是
and
利益的
think
加持
are
的，
the
这一
miraculous
点也是
displays
相当
of the
这个重
Guru's
要的。如果
body,
你
speech,
让这
and
个
wisdom
像
mind.
图钉上刚
When
才
we
那
go
个
to
上师的
bed,
这种
we
双
should
语下这样
visualize the
修的话呢，这
teacher
是
in the center
一
of
定
our
得
hearts
自
and
己和圆满
practice
自己信息
accordingly.
的人来讲是
Before
可
going
以
to
的。
sleep,
如果实在不行的
visualize
话
the
呢，上师
teacher as the
就观
sphere
想
of
这个单
light
身像
which
啊，或者说是
dissolves
上师
into
呢，
your
就
heart
像这个
center.
虚幻虚
Or
实里面所讲
visualize
的
the
一样
teacher
的，上师的这个
reside in
心
the
想呢
center
就是
of
不
your
改
heart.
变。
Then
上师
go
的
to
本体呢，
sleep.
一切诸无不
Thus,
散的
in all
这
our
个
daily
本体，
conduct,
就像
we
我们
should
法王说法
endeavor
的上师
in the
一样一样
practice
的。
in
然后
a
呢，在
constant,
上师的这个
uninterrupted
观想
stream,
面前呢，就是
making
念
a
一些祈
virtue
祷
of
文呐，就赞
everything
叹
we
文
do.
呐，还
When
有
your
一些这个
practice
祈愿
reaches
文呐，
a
这个当
certain
当这样
level,
来
all
这个还有
phenomena during the
念一些这个
post-meditation
呼
will
唤上师的这个圆
transform
满上
into
师
the
的这个
pure
技术
activities of the
就是圆
Guru.
满上师
It
的
is
继承。其
truly
实我们心
excellent.
呢，
If
应
our
该就
Guru
是经
Yoga
常这个祈祷
practice
上
can
师的
reach
这个习
this
惯
state
和
of
入门的。
constant,
如果经常
uninterrupted
祈祷上师
stream,
的话，到
but
一定的
chances
时候呢，
are the
就
stream
有
of
很多的这
ordinary
种境
people's
界啊，就是
practices
自然
are
而然就是出
inconsistent
现的。在
and
那
are
个时候呢，这个
interrupted
修人
quite
和这个本尊
often.
呢，就
We We should visualize Guru Rinpoche in the sky in front of us and pray to him, making offerings and praises. This is the way to receive the blessings of his body, speech, and mind. Such prayers are of the highest importance. Those of you who have attained certain levels with the generation phase and the completion phase can visualize the teacher in the Yab-Yum form. If you cannot do that, then visualize the teacher in the single figure form. As mentioned in Finding Comfort and Ease in the Illusoriness of Things, visualize the teacher in his or her own appearance, but whose essence is the nature of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. This is also the case with the Guru Yoga of His Holiness Jigme Phuntsol. Before the visualized teacher, make offerings and recite some prayers, praises, or verses of aspiration, like calling the Guru from afar. It is very important that we make the habit of praying to the teacher consistently. If we often pray to the teacher, then, after a certain time, many attainments will spontaneously arise, and there will be no difficulties in practicing any deities. But if you haven't received the blessing of the teacher, other practices can be quite rocky. This is a teaching passed down from many Vidyadhara masters. His Holiness Jimmy Pontok had also given many teachings related to these at various occasions. After our practice this year, I feel that we now really need to practice the Guru Yoga. It can be the Guru Yoga of Masambhava, His Holiness Jigme Pontok, or your own root teacher, who is a true emanation of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. This is very important. If we place a great importance on Guru Yoga, then our practice would definitely succeed. If we undervalue the Guru Yoga, then numerous obstacles and hindrances will certainly appear along the way. For, generally speaking, all the perfect qualities of the upper realms and the ultimate excellence of Buddhahood manifest when we follow a teacher. This is why the teacher is so important. This is particularly true of the realization of the profound path, which depends entirely on the reception of the teacher's blessings. Here it says that if we wish to attain enlightenment, we must obtain the blessing of the teacher. This is not only true in Tibetan Buddhism, but also evident if you read the biographies of many enlightened practitioners of the Chinese Buddhism. In numerous cases of Chan school, it was through the blessing and the pointing out from the teacher that the students attained enlightenment, most importantly being the devotion and pure perception toward the teacher. Through these causes and conditions, a person should be able to attain enlightenment. As it is said, the ultimate and co-emergent wisdom comes only through the gathering of merit and the cleansing of all faults, and from the blessings of accomplished gurus. To seek it elsewhere, you should understand, is folly. This is often quoted in other teachings too. The innate absolute wisdom, in other words, the intrinsic wisdom, can only be unfolded and realized through the accumulation of merit and the removal of obscurations. Therefore, accumulating merits and purifying obscurations every day is one prerequisite for attaining realization, another being the powerful blessings of accomplished teachers. These two are the best means of attaining realization. Seeking other methods besides these is foolish. Therefore, those who wish to attain realization must follow the Guru's teachings, especially with the practice of the Guru Yoga. This will allow us to swiftly accomplish our aims without obstacles. But if we don't do so and choose other practices instead, then various obstacles will easily arise. For example, many people today really like to do practices that involve essences, channels, and wind energies. There was a person who said, "I do vast breathing, holding deep breath in my belly every day. In the end, I feel like my belly is empty of internal organs. I became like a huge glass vase. But sometimes, when I think of it, there seems to be a venomous snake inside. For us, even just hearing about this is a bit scary. It's unnecessary for one to practice based on one's own conceptual thoughts without the guidance from a teacher. If you have time, then you should practice by following reliable, reasonable teachings of great blessings, like the authentic Guru Yogas of your own teacher or Guru Rinpoche. This is indeed great. Some people might compose a praise or Guru Yoga on their own, claiming that their teachers are the same as Buddhas, that they themselves are like Bodhisattvas, and rashly pray with their own so-called Vajra words. But I think there's no need for this. The words that we read should be the words of the truly accomplished beings, such as Masambhava or other accomplished gurus. Moreover, it is co-emergent and ineffable. You find it nowhere else. The innate absolute wisdom that is unutterable and uncontrived at all times and places cannot be obtained through other methods. What then is the only method, except through timely teachings of the Guru, and by virtue of your merit? Know this well. The only means is through the instructions of the teacher and your own merit. When these two factors come together, we will have the opportunity to obtain inexpressible states. There are absolutely no other ways. Those with merit are willing to practice the Guru Yoga. They also tend to meet teachers who are highly qualified and capable of granting blessings. When the blessings from these teachers and the students' devoted supplication come together, blessings can be obtained at all times. In order to actualize the highest primordial wisdom, we should study the text of the sutras and the tantras together with their commentaries. In particular, we should familiarize ourselves with the pith instructions that introduce directly and nakedly the ultimate primordial wisdom, the union of emptiness and appearance. It is by such means that we will be able to dispel all doubts regarding the view. In order to realize the nature of our mind, we should listen, contemplate, and meditate on the sutras, tantras, and their commentaries, and especially the teacher's pith instructions. By such means, all doubts can be dispelled. Then, by exerting ourselves according to our understanding and experience, either on the path of skillful means or on the path of liberation, we will reap the fruit both now and ultimately. Many key instructions are mentioned here. Why did I provide everyone with a portion of the content from the commentary on the seven-line prayer? I saw that near the end of Jumipan Rinpoche's commentary, it says that anyone who forms a good karmic connection with Jumipan Rinpoche and the practice of the seven-line prayer will be received by Padmasambhava and blessed by him in all lives. So, in hope that many Dharma friends will succeed in their practice, I taught this commentary. What exactly did Jumipan Rinpoche say? May all who have connections with me and this prayer be taken into Padma's care for all their lives. May they receive, reflect, and meditate upon the teachings without let or obstacles. And again, with ease in their own and others' good. This is the verse near the end of the commentary. I feel that this verse is very important. Jumipan Rinpoche means, may all who form karmic connection with me in this practice be received and blessed by Padmasambhava in all their lives. May their hearing, contemplation, and meditation on the Dharma never have obstacles or hindrances. Furthermore, may they accomplish activities spontaneously that benefit sentient beings and gain ease for their own and others' good. I believe these are the goals for many of us, to never encounter obstacles in our hearing, contemplation, and meditation, and accomplish the widespread, successful activities that are beneficial to oneself and others. I believe this is what all of us are thinking of. So this time, I gave everyone a simple introduction to the extraordinary qualities of Padmasambhava. I have also translated the benefits of the Vajraguru mantra. Has it been handed out to everyone? Yes? Alright. This text also mentions many qualities of the Vajraguru mantra. I hope that in the future, people in other places and countries will generate faith toward Padmasambhava. If this is the case, then according to many scriptural and reasoning evidence, it is a sign that the Buddha Dharma is increasingly prosperous. In addition, each individual who has faith will definitely succeed in their practice. Therefore, when you go to other places, you should bring the figure of Padmasambhava with you. You should at least keep it by your side. The photo that I handed out several days ago, this should not be too difficult. It is also best to place a statue of Padmasambhava in your shrine. Some people say, I set up separate shrines for Sutrayana style and Tantrayana style. The Sutrayana shrine is here, and the Tantrayana shrine is there in another room. I'm afraid that deities of these two will see each other. There is no need for this. The noble deities of Sutrayana and Tantrayana can all be placed together. Today, even worldly people from different cultures can live together in one room. Not to mention Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they definitely won't fight or clash among one another. There's no need at all to set up two separate shrines. Having a statue of Padmasambhava in your shrine would definitely not bring any obstacles. Some followers of folk religion and novice Buddhists have lots of meaningless thoughts. They have a great deal of improper thoughts and little contemplation that accord with the Dharma teachings. There are many people around us who have mistaken mistaken views towards Trayana and Tantrayana Buddhism. I hope that when you have a chance, you should gradually correct their views and introduce them to meaningful Dharma teachings. This is very important. Some people also think, if I pray to Pamasambhava, will he actually grant me blessings? Pamasambhava will not have any discriminatory thoughts at all toward any beings. Not to mention Pamasambhava, even an ordinary person like me hold no discrimination based on schools or sects, whether you practice the Sakya school, the Gelug school, or the school of Chinese Buddhism, so long as you benefit other beings and practice earnestly, I will really enjoy. I have never had any thoughts like, oh, because he does not belong to my school, his practice is his own concern. I have never thought like this. So, even us ordinary beings don't have mental barriers with one another, then certainly wisdom deities like Pamasambhava will treat, protect, and bless all beings equally. Therefore, it is crucial that we pray to Pamasambhava at all times. This series of lectures has been a great opportunity. Sometimes I have things I want to say but couldn't find the chance for it. In the past, I have seen many situations and wanted to address them for everyone. And this time, I am finally able to do it. But probably after I've shared these, some might take them seriously while others may not. It's okay if you don't, but if you do, then you might obtain great benefits for yourself and others.